Hello everyone and welcome back to Lanes and Enduro. Thanks for tuning in. We're riding in Wales here with MotoDan. I'm starting as I mean to go on. It was a particularly bad day in the office for me. I just couldn't get anything right, unfortunately. I just crash. Really frustrating day. Very, very wet though, as you can see, in my defence. Well, no one else seemed to have a problem. I was just the special one this day. So incredibly slippery. Incredibly slippery. Great effort by Jay here, to be fair. He did well there. I was going to help Neil, but I felt I couldn't because I didn't want to. The only surprising thing there is I got as far as I did with that little speed at the bottom. But up is up, as they say. And I don't know, many people who watch this channel know that I'm training for Romaniacs in 2024. I haven't been riding hard enduro very long at all. So definitely still a novice, becoming intermediate, I guess. So trying to make the decisions like, do you go back down and try again? But this is so slippery. I'm thinking if I get up, I can get up. So poor bike is so hard. Poor heart rate. And I crash again. This was somewhat of a reoccurring theme on this day in history. If you're still watching at this point, it must mean you enjoy the videos in some sick way, so please do like and subscribe. It really, really helps. I want to keep making the videos. They do take a long time. It's a lot of effort filming and editing. Don't get me wrong, I'm having fun doing it, but do need some more subscribers. Neil nearly drops it there. It's always dead hard to portray like the conditions, and you know, this lane looks flat watching it back, but I assure you it's not. And it's just trying to get in the rhythm on the throttle. And when you don't have a lot of experience doing this stuff like me, then it can be quite tricky. And it is, these routes are like ice. So just trying to keep that little bit of momentum, even just a few miles an hour is, or even 1 mile an hour, just anything. But I'm never afraid of a puddle, which is always to my detriment. Like there, I probably should have just gone round and avoided the branch. I'm not wearing goggles at all. So yeah, I keep cutting my eyes, and in fact, as I'm recording this, I've got 2 cuts on my face. I'm out here in Romania with Bear and Joro training. I'm going to do some vlogs and some videos on that training and my lead up to Romaniacs, so stay tuned for those. I didn't notice it at the time for whatever reason, but you see the bottle of water fall out there, so we apologise for littering. It wasn't intentional. I look at the ground, but I don't remember noticing it at the time. I was watching the video back, thought it was a bit strange. But again, I'm not afraid of a good puddle. Let's just ride straight through the middle. Enjoy this kind of riding, just like slippy and rooty, but not too steep. Good practicing my momentum, I guess, and timing on the bike. Working it. I do really, really enjoy it. I don't know why. Always have. Best laid plans here. Thought, no, I'll just nip into this little gully. I'll probably be able to overtake, and it got harder. I think the line they're on's actually not easy, but this is quite tricky. It's quite tricky to get going again as well. If the audio, the engine noise keeps going strange, I think I've got some water in the microphone hole or something. It sounds very strange, like the video's been slowed down or something, but it isn't. So this was really tricky. Can't tell you how slippy it was. So that was not the best line I chose, which ended up going faster in the beginning, but really not helping my cause. And then this now was quite difficult. as you can see on video, if it's not, if the lens is alright, then it's very wet and it's very slippery and it's quite technical, so you've got to kind of be on it, and you don't want to be too close because of that. Yeah.
You know you've got a spare clutch in your kit?
Yeah.
Did you leave that in mine?
Spare clutch. Well, I was going to take it to Romania. Why? Do you need it soon?
Potentially, if I can't order one at lunchtime, need one for LEC.
Oh yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Obviously, I'll just reorder it myself if I've got it.
Yeah, no problem. Say again.
Alright, let's put some freeway conversation in.
So this is pretty slippy, man. It's very steep. It looks quite steep on camera. You can imagine what it's like in real life. It's pretty steep. I'm assuming this bark is missing off these trees where people have ran into it before. So yeah, very slippy. You know, you've got to make sure you're off the front brake when you touch these roots, otherwise you'd be off. So again, it's just all about timing, and it just takes time to build that experience, and I don't have a lot of experience. Often ends up in me falling off, but I didn't that time, which I was grateful for. So I wanted to take the high line, the other lads have taken that low line. I just, again, practice, we're out here, might as well try hard things. I just wanted to know whether I could do it or not. But being honest, I made a bit of a meal out of it. I did it, but not easily. Do you want a hand?
I'll be alright.
So by this point, I've buried my back wheel. Now you see, if you can just see there's another branch behind me that the wheel's stuck on. So I just lift it over 6 inches, get it out of that big hole I've made. And funnily enough, I should have just done that in the first place. Because look, straight away, straight over, no problem. Again, this is more of the stuff that I love. Not mega technical, but not mega fast, because I'm not fast. Just like that. Perfect mix of slippy awesomeness. Pig's ear out of this. No idea, even looking back on the video, how I got myself in that position, I'll never know. When I could just do this. There we go. What was all that about? Dug a big hole now that I've got to get out of. Yeah, bizarre. In my defence, it is significantly steeper than it looks on camera. It's quite slippy, but this is poor technique. Once I get the clutch out and I get the drive, and for whatever reason I don't keep that going, and I'm then cutting the clutch in. Yeah, so not the best technique there, folks.
I don't want to take... Up now.
So I had quite a few goals at that previous one. Kept getting the back wheel up. Couldn't get any further. So it was planned to launch the bike. I'd told Stu, who was watching, that that's what I was planning on doing. And it worked. But yeah, there's no way I was getting up there actually physically on the bike. I had 10 goes. So I do have a reoccurring injury, which is I have quite bad tendonitis in the outside or the base of both of my thumbs, and I had to take 3 months off riding last year, which sucked. And at this point, that tendonitis had come back with a vengeance, and I didn't have any Voltarol gel or painkillers with me, which does help a lot. So we're sort of winding our way down, and at this point we've probably only been riding 2 hours, and I'm destroyed, unusually so, because normally I'm used to riding long days and hard days, but with my thumbs this was becoming a little bit too much, and it was so incredibly slippy. I'm going to be a broken record and keep saying the same thing, but it was unreal, the lack of grip, and so the effort, and I ended up holding on a lot more than...
Nice and easy.
There we go. I ended up holding on a lot more than I would normally, I think. Struggled, man. A really, really hard day for me in the office. This is how not to ride in general. Normally ride significantly better than this. But hey, you know, not every day is a good day.
Oh, boot caught on the peg.
And I include a lot of clips like this because it's real world, isn't it? It's all right to just really curate the clips of you sending everything and trying to make myself look like Paul Bolton, but unfortunately I'm not. So I like to include the fails, the crashes, and when I'm riding badly, like when I'm dragging the clutch and not sending the bike, which is a real actual repetitive error of mine, especially when I get tired. So yeah, it's real world riding. So this bit was awesome, really awesome, and I'd watched the carnage in front of me for quite some time, probably 10 minutes, maybe 15, and it's great because you're learning from everyone else's errors, and so I was super happy not to be first. So I called it, I said to the guys, I don't think that log's the line, it looks too difficult for me. I'm going to try and go around the tree to the right of the log. And that went pretty well for me. I got hooked up briefly, but overall it went pretty well. But not so much for Jay, as we're about to see coming up. So Stu was the bike in front, that's Neil, who's directly in front of me now. Then it's me, and then it's J and J.
Bit easier.
And this is the thing, because it's like mega slippy, but so you'll spin the wheel and the bike will dig down, and then if there's a big rock down there or a big bit of wood, you'll like your tire will hit it and you get instant traction, and that's it. The bike's up in the air, and there's very little you can do about it. My hands were hurting a lot at this point, but it's still my favourite part of the day. I didn't even get very far because, you know, you'll see why in a moment. But I love stuff like this. I love the grind. I love to push. I love the slow stuff. You notice I go slow through the trees. It's because I'm not wearing any goggles, so I'm super wary about my eyes. So that's why if I had goggles or that bush wasn't there, I could just run at this stream. But I'm not wearing goggles and the bush is there and I can't run at this stream, so it has to be done slowly. So it's definitely a grind. You can see it's a grind. It's very slippy, you know, sort of revving it, getting the clutch out and pushing it, nothing's happening. And I'm not going further than this. The branches are there. So I've got a plan. I've got the bike up. I'm trying to turn it to the left, but the back's in this like little tiny hole. And I just can't get the torque. You can see I'm trying to torque the bike round, and I'm trying to hit it with a little bit of power to step the bike around. Not happening. I'm reluctant to go to the right because a tree's in the way, which is why I want to go left.
Kind of stuck.
But then I have to go to the right, regardless of the trees. The issue with that is I'm coming past the balance point at an angle on a bank with a back wheel that's unstable, which popped out of a little hole.
I haven't got any goggles on. So
Look, and that pretty much wraps up our day with MotoDan. It was fantastic. He's a top guy, Dan. Hit him up on Instagram at MotoDan90. He's on YouTube at MotoDan90. Hit him up. I thoroughly recommend that you go out and ride with him. You'll have a mega day. Too wet for me, my ability level on this day. In the summer, I'm sure it'll be a lot better for me, but some of these lads are a lot better than me, and you know, absolutely smashing it. Please like and subscribe to my channel and go over and check out Dan's YouTube. Thanks, lads.